Hello, I'm Sam Martin and welcome to Soundtrack, the show that gives you exclusive access to the UK's top musicians. Today in the studio we're joined by a great folk singer-songwriter, Mitch Norman, who will be performing 3 acoustic tracks, especially for us in the Soundtrack studio. We'll be chatting to him a bit later about his inspirations, motivations and aspirations, but first, here's Mitch Norman playing his song, Well, Fare Thee Well.
Fare thee well, you know I've got to ramble, and where I'm bound I cannot see. Along that misty road that leads to nowhere, you know I've got to go away. You know I've got to go away. Thank all the good and all the kindly people, and tell them no, I cannot stay. But here's some money for the food and the blankets. You know I've got to go away. You know I've got to go away. So please don't cry, you will soon forget me, and who knows, I may come back someday. So fare thee well, I can't stay any longer, because you know I've got to go away. 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 I've got to go away. You know I've got to go away. You know I've got to go away. So fare thee well, you know I've got to ramble, and where I'm bound I cannot see. Along that misty road that leads to nowhere, you know I've got to go away. 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 Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, folks.
That was Mitch Norman with Well, Fare Thee Well, and I'm sure we can all agree that nothing beats a natural acoustic track like that, and I'm sure you at home enjoyed it as much as we did here in the Soundtrack studio. Now I'm here with the man himself, Mitch Norman. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's great to have you here, Mitch.
It's great to be here.
Could you tell us a little bit more about your inspirations for the songs?
Well, I started when I was younger, in the 70s, during the folk boom. There was a big folk boom. Then lots of music was folky based, and it was like James Taylor, Neil Young, Crosby, Nash, Stills and Young, and Paul Simon, people like that. And I bought the LPs, and I tried to learn the songs like you do. And gradually I learnt the songs and learnt to improve and add my own touch to the songs.
So have you always been involved in music, or was it something which, like, later on you caught?
Well, I started doing gigs. I'm semi-pro, I suppose. I do pubs and cafes and pubs and pub gigs. And I busk as well in Bridport, so I made a bit of money doing that as well. You know.
Okay.
So a bit of my income is from playing my old guitar.
So tell us about your writing process then. So when you write songs like the ones which you'll be performing on the show for us, how do you start off that writing process?
I get
what
my
inspires
tune.
you?
Yeah, I get tune, first of all, and the words I find harder to find because difficult to know what to write a song about, apart from love, that kind of thing, you know. You write about love or bad times, good times, you know. But I always write the tunes first, and then the words come afterwards.
So have you found that, like your CD, for example, which you've got with you today, says with friends, is there collaborations on there? Do you work with friends to make the tunes?
It's music I've done over the last 10 years or so with friends, or done at home actually, on an old Tascam, an old cassette player, you know. You can overdub yourself. It's called Bouncing Down, you know. I've had friends who play on it. That most of the songs are mine, but I sell it at gigs. You can get it from the Bridport record shop, you know, as a plug. But yeah, there's quite a few songs on here. And it's got Stay With You on it and One Single Wish. So.
The ones which you'll be performing later in the show for us?
Yes.
What do you enjoy most about performing, would you say?
Well, it's getting your art across. You know, it's if people enjoy it, that gives me fun to give what I do well, and hopefully they respect what I can do well.
Can you remember your first gig?
Yeah, it's a folk club, West Bay, near Bridport. And the folk club, I think the song was Freight Train. Freight Train, Freight Train. And my legs were doing that, shaking about like that, and I didn't play it very well, crap, you know. All the guys, yeah, well done, and I was like that big, you know. And yeah, it was my first taste, you know, and scary, but I've done loads since. You know.
A bit of an odd question now for you. If you could take one song on a desert island with you, you could only listen to one track completely for the rest of your life on desert island, which song would it be? Right,
well, I went into a funky phase where I used to go to nightclubs in the 80s, and my favourite song at the time was Chic, Good Times. Good times, these are the good times. It's a sort of two-chord riff, it's E minor and A, you know, isn't it? But it's the way they play it, and I used to dance to that one, and I've danced to it ever since. So that was the song I would take with me.
Your style of music is quite unique. It's quite folk. You said was something of the 70s. Would you say it's still around today? Are artists still bringing it around?
There's young people still playing that kind of acoustic music, like Jake Bugg. Jake Bugg, yeah, Jake Bugg. And that other one, Ed Sheeran, is it?
Ed Sheeran, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, they're doing it, aren't they? They're playing the acoustic. It's not folk music really, is it? But it's just the acoustic music. But a lot of the folk club scene is transmuted into the open mic scene. So open mic, you know, you go and play, do your thing, you know. And it's like that, you can express yourself in open mic nights. So there's a lot of young guys out there, good blokes, you know, good folks, guys and girls, you know.
It's nice to know that kind of music's still around.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Because I don't like loud music anymore, because I've gone deaf, see? So I can't listen to Pink Floyd or whatever, you know. So I like acoustic music.
You've got your book with us today.
Oh, yes.
Have you got any more projects or ventures like that lined up into the future anytime soon?
Well, I hope to write some more songs and write a second book. This is called Well Fare Thee Well. This is the book that the song wasn't written about it, but the song was written at the same time I wrote the book. I wrote the book years ago, and I thought I'd just have it done in the last year. So it's all about teenage angst, first love, you know, and that kind of thing. About mods who lived in the southwest. It's a bunch of mods who used to ride Lambrettas and dance to Tamla Motown, post-Woodstock man, you know, and they all dressed up in their suits, and the Lambrettas broke down. You know, they couldn't afford to be really smart all the time, but they but it was a lifestyle they chose. It was good fun, you know.
Brilliant. Well,
that's what the book's about, see?
Well, thanks for talking to us today, Mitch. It's been great to hear about your career. And now here's that track that we've just been talking about, the fantastic One Single Wish.
If I could have one single wish, I wish for another chance to be with you on the dance floor, just together for the final dance. You the night and the music, you the night and the music, you the night and the music. If I could live this night again, I live it for you, just to hold you in my arms. That's all I really want to do. You the night and the music, you the night and the music, you the night and the music. Whoa, whoa. Step on the floor and dance with me. Step on the floor and dance with me. If I could have one single wish, I wish for this space and time to stay with me forevermore. Though I know you never could be mine. You the night and the music, you the night and the music, you the night and the music. Thank you.
Wow, what a fantastic song. For those of you who have just joined us, we have folk music musician Mitch Norman on the show, giving us exclusive performances. Thank you very much for joining us, Mitch. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. And thank you to our lovely viewers for tuning in and appreciating the UK's finest musicians with us. Now for Mitch's final song, he'll be performing Stay With You from his CD. Take it away, Mitch.
Thanks, Sam. When the rain is in the sky and the wind is in the trees, when the moon is on the rise, thoughts of comfort come to me. You don't need to be alone, you can stop my wandering shoes. I just want to stay here with you. There's conflict on the streets and there's war in foreign lands. We're dying on our feet, left our footsteps in the sand. You can take away my blues and you can give my heart a home. I just want to stay here with you. Stay with you. Stay with you. Stay with you. From the time when I arrived, from the time when I arrived, from the time when I arrived. And the wind is in the trees. When the moon is on the rise, thoughts of comfort come to me. Your conversation makes me smile. I just want to stop a while. I just want to stay here with you. Stay with you. Stay with you.